Fear, knock on the door. Faith answered, no one was there. Ladies and gentlemen, respectful parents and future leaders, how many times have fear knocked on your door? But instead of answering with faith, you have answered with stress, anxiety, depression, and a lack of self-confidence. You're trying to go forward, but it's taking you backward. You're trying to push, but it's pulling you backward until you stick in your comfort zone. You let the fear come inside, conquer you, and now you are chained with your fear. I strongly believe that our ideas and dreams are bigger than to be stuck in the comfort zone. How many of you agree with me? Exactly. Throughout my life, I have learned that no matter how big our ideas or how small our ideas are, they usually go through one of each doors, either the door of fear or the door of faith. And both of them gonna take you to a whole different journey and a whole different outcome. One time, I was having an idea, and I remember going through the door of the fear. Do you know what's surprising? That the door of the fear is gonna take you to the most richest place on the ground. I was walking to that door and to that land, the land of fear. I saw a lot of treasures on the ground. I was walking around, wondering what's going on here, what's happening, where am I? And then all of a sudden, I saw a book on the ground. I pick up the book, I shove the dust from it, and then I start flipping the pages. What I saw is really a great content, a very inspiring content, with a lot of useful information. And do you know what's surprising? When I was flipping, only 30% of that content was written, and the rest was empty. And in one of the pages, it said, it could be the best-selling book if the author only, and there was a lot of dots. And then I started asking myself, if the author only what? I returned the book. I keep moving in this land. And then I saw a box on the ground. I picked it up. I shoved the dust out of it. And then I started opening it. And to my surprise, it was a trophy. I looked at the trophy, and it says it could be represented to the well-renowned author, a scientist. If she's only, and then there was a lot of dots. I then started asking myself, if she's only what? I returned the book and started wandering in the same ground. And all of a sudden, I saw this huge sign that says, graveyard. Exactly. A graveyard is the richest place on the ground. Do you know why? Because in the graveyard, we're going to see dreams that couldn't be accomplished. We're going to see a lot of people with aspiration. They couldn't achieve their dreams in reality. So they start to be buried with them in the graveyard. We all have great dreams that can be lived to see reality, to see the beauty of life, and for the other people to see it themselves. That was the door of the fear. Do you know why ideas go to the door of the fear? Why people don't accomplish their dreams? Because they have a different mindset of failure. They have the traditional mindset of failure. The mindset that says, if you fail, then that's the end result of you. That's who you are. We need to change this shift. We need to shift it. We need to adopt a new mindset, a new mentality that says failure is just an experiment. As soon as you change failure into experiment, you're going to absorb new directions. One of the things you can accomplish this by asking yourself, what can I learn from this experiment? What can I learn? What can I improve? And how can I make it better? Can you imagine? The new opportunity they go to, when you ask these three questions, what kind of direction is going to open to you? How are you going to feel after it? You're going to feel more positive, more motivated for the new experiment, exactly. So we need to change our shift and our mindset about failure. That's number one key. The second thing, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? And you're going to know the worst thing that could happen is that you don't take this opportunity. You're going to open the door of regret. And when you open the door of regret, you're going to stuck at the same place. Everything can be healed, ladies and gentlemen, but regret is going to stick with you until many days forward. That's the door of fear. As soon as you apply this new mindset, it's going to take you to a whole different path in your life. And the next thing is the door of faith. When you adopt this mindset, it's going to take you to the door of faith. You're going to be ready to go inside. As soon as you open the door of faith, amazing things are going to happen. When fear knocks on your door, you need to answer with faith. In order to do that, you need to adopt a new mindset. For example, put a wall of fame in front of you. The wall of fame is going to give you confidence from inside. Put all your trophies, all your certificates. The problem with us as a human is that we forget a lot, right? If I ask you, what did you have last day for dinner? Do you know what you have? No, because you keep forgetting. How about trophies and certificates that you have put in a drawer for many times? Of course, you're not going to remember them, and that's normal. So when you have a wall of fame with certificate trophies, they're going to remind you every day about the hero that you were. So they're going to give you the confidence. The second thing that can give you the confidence is acknowledging that no matter what happened, life will move forward. How many times we have been in a situation that was really bad, and we kept thinking about it time and time, over and over again, and nothing really happened, just the time passing. So understanding that gonna help you gain confidence in yourself and having belief within yourself. The third concept is understanding that nothing can be perfect, and we all, as a human, we can do some mistake. Then can we make you friend with failure, a friend with a new experiment. And with time, when fear knocks on your door, you're gonna answer with faith. One time, I was sitting with the CEO of We Suffolk. Do you know We Suffolk company? A company that organized sport events. He was sitting with me. And he told me, Marzouq, we want you to represent the Gulf Bank Marathon. We want you to be the MC for that event. For me, it was a huge responsibility. Yes, I talk in front of people. Yes, I give lectures. I teach. But to do like a sport event is a total new experiment. And he told me there are going to be around 7,000 people. Can you imagine 7,000 people speaking? You're going to speak in front of them. How stressful they're going to be, right? And you are the face of this event. I sat with him, and all this responsibility on my head. I felt stressed. I couldn't sleep at that night. I tried to sleep, and the next day I wake up, I was sweating because I know it's going to be a huge responsibility. But what did I talk to myself? I started to see all the videos in the past that I talked in front of people. I saw all the accomplishment that gave me the confidence. And that gradually started to give me confidence in myself. I started practicing. And here's the magic of practicing. When you practice, you're going to see things twice. First time in your practice, the second time in reality. There's a book called The Power of Habits. In that book, they mention Michael Phelps. How many of you are familiar with it? Michael Phelps, the greatest swimmer of all time. There's a technique they call scenario technique. And that technique, simply, the coach will sit with Michael Phelps and he told him to play the scenario. What does that mean? It means Michael Phelps will imagine himself winning the race over a time, over again and again until he make it. So he's living the emotions. He's making a huge picture of him winning, of all that positive outcome. And the magic that happened here is your mind not going to distinguish between reality and imagination. So the magic will happen. And I started applying the same concept, imagining myself speaking in front of 7,000 people with passion and with motivation. And with the time happened.
Yo!
And at the end of the event, I was rewarded for participating in it. Ladies and gentlemen, future leaders, this could be buried in the graveyard. If I only didn't believe in myself. But because I believed in myself, I have faith. So when the fear was knocking on my door, knocking hard, I answered with faith, and no one was there. Thank you.